The history of tag teams in WWE has seen both beloved and disliked duos creating legacies. Disliked teams can fall under one of two criteria: a great heel act or a genuinely disliked act. WWE has witnessed both sides of this coin play out multiple times, with Vince McMahon and now Triple H running the shows. History has shown which names are still remembered for getting the audience to hate them, whether this be intentional or not. The planned scenarios showed the magic of a great heel tandem. However, the reality of some duos saw the audience having reasons to dislike them outside of kayfabe. Welcome to Honor Wrestling Club, and in today's video we'll be counting down the 10 most unlikable tag teams in WWE history. However, before we crack on with the list, I'd just like to firstly welcome you to Honor Wrestling Club. It means a lot to have you here today. And if you are new here, be sure to click that subscribe button and the notification bell to make sure you never miss out on any of the fun content that we produce here at Honor Wrestling Club. Welcome to the club. Now, without further ado, let's crack on with the list with number 10, the Dudley Boys, who became a breakout heel team, and they filmed success from both sides of character roles. WWE signing the Dudley Boys ensured they continued to develop a tremendous tag team division in the Attitude Era. Bubba Ray and Devon worked best as heels and received their WWE offers based on that heel work in ECW that almost started fully blown riots. The early years saw the Dudley Boys finding ways to get heat, like putting women through tables. Fans eventually loved the duo as faces, but they knew how to make the audience hate them whenever they played the heel roles. Number 9, we have Deuce and Domino, who had go-away heat, as fans were instantly sick of the bizarre gimmick. WWE tried to get a 1960s greaser gimmick over with the duo of Deuce and Domino in the tag team division during the mid-2000s. Both guys wore leather jackets and dressed like they were in a new production of the Grease film, or should we say a bad high school production where they were both cast as Danny Zuko's. Cherry managed them and rode to the ring on roller skates to play into the character timeline as those waitresses you'd see, kind of like in the episode The Friends where Monica works at that 50s diner and has to wear rollerblades. WWE realised though that fans hated Deuce and Domino due to not wanting them on their screens. A tag title push failed for the act and the act got scrapped rather quickly thereafter. In number 8, we have FTR, who pride themselves on being fantastic heels, and they played heels throughout their entire WWE tenure. FTR proved they were capable of being good babyfaces in AEW, but they are still more known for being fantastic heels. WWE used Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder in the heel roles for their entire stints of success in NXT and the minor bits of success they had on the main roster. There weren't too many great storylines or angles given to FTR, but they emerged as a great heel tag team that fans bought into. Their in-ring work and intelligent form of psychology led to them having tag team classics, despite going hot and cold with them in the booking. In number 7, we have the Mean Street Posse, who were introduced to be hated. Shane McMahon's lackeys received huge crowd heat as they didn't know how to wrestle. WWE using the McMahon family members on television more led to Shane McMahon getting over as a heel in the Attitude Era. The idea was pitched for Shane to introduce his own faction of his tough childhood friends who grew up with him on the mean streets of Connecticut. Joey Abs, Pete Gas, and Rodney were introduced as Shane's buddies, his chums, his amigos, in the Mean Street Posse faction. WWE gave them a lot of television time with Shane during his various feuds to get them more and more hate, and they began to work it as an effective secondary heel act. In number 6, we have the Nasty Boys, who were known for being incredibly obnoxious, and they had heat with fans on screen and with the wrestlers backstage. Brian Knobbs and Jerry Sags formed a strong tag team as the Nasty Boys. I mean, those names tell you all you need to know about this tag team, don't they? WWE, WCW, and other promotions all use the Nasty Boys tag team for solid success. The duo, to be fair, deserves more respect for their hardcore matches leading to televised success. However, a reputation was developed for knobs and sags rubbing others the wrong way. Stop laughing. Fans got a taste of that since they intentionally acted abrasive and borderline gross at times. Their friendship with Hulk Hogan caused more wrestlers to dislike them outside of the ring for their extra opportunities. Before we carry on with the list, I'd just like to tell you a fun story here. Once in an airport, Knobs farted once, and as Miss Elizabeth was bending over to pick up her bags, Knobs farted right in front of her, enough to move Miss Elizabeth's hair, which is already gross. Okay, and Randy Savage, in his fit of rage that he was prone to, threw Elizabeth home out of anger. Okay, and then WWE needed Elizabeth, so they flew her all the way back, and that fine was Knobs had to pay that, and WWE higher ups told Sags to tell Knobs that would be the most expensive gas he'll ever pass. But just a fun story for you. Anyway, moving on with the list to number 5. The two-man power trip dominated during their short run together, as these two legends became an all-time great heel tag team within weeks. Steve Austin turning heel changed the landscape of WWE in 2001. However, it got even crazier just one night later. Triple H united with Austin to form the two-man power trip tag team, which shocked everybody since they were just coming off a bitter blood feud for months, which involved Triple H paying Rikishi to run him over. Both wrestlers upped the intensity to play sadistic heels that could not be stopped. And JR on commentary was fantastic, and I mean that goes without saying, but he was especially great here, in really selling Austin's sadisticness. However, the tag team would be short-lived due to Triple H suffering his torn quad injury that ended it after about a month or so. WWE could have easily ran much longer with this angle, as fans were hating Austin and Triple H, even if the buy rates were dropping drastically. In at number 4, we have Money Inc. that utilised Ted DiBiase's heel gimmick perfectly, as these two talented wrestlers thrived when uniting their quite similar gimmicks. Mike Rotunda joined WWE and played the IRS character that cut heel promos demanding fans pay their taxes. The money aspect of his character made him an obvious fit when he started teaming with Ted DiBiase as Money Inc. WWE even used the heel team in a feud against Hulk Hogan and his best friend Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Money Inc. received effective heel heat with two of the most hated characters from WWE's old school years loving working together. In number 3, we have the Brain Busted that made the most of their limited time, as these Four Horsemen members had quite an underrated tag run. WWE only had the Brainbusters tag team with Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard on the roster for about a year. However, they accomplished a lot in that short time. The duo had name value from their time working behind Ric Flair in the Four Horsemen faction. Fans still remembered the Brainbusters as a top heel team with pure hate in the golden era, even without Flair. Bobby Heenan leading the Heenan family faction caused all his clients to get strong heat. Anderson and Blanchard were hated for that incredible year, proving their worth on a bigger stage. What the Revival got hated for in the modern era was what they were doing in the 80s. In number 2, we have the new Legion of Doom that upset many old school fans, as some felt the idea was disrespectful to Road Warrior Hawk. WWE tried to reboot the Legion of Doom a few years after Road Warrior Hawk had passed away. Road Warrior Animal was signed and eventually placed into a new tag team act with lackluster talent Heidenreich to form a new LOD. There was a disconnect between WWE, forcing a failed experiment into a legendary tag team reboot. It also didn't help that Animal hated Heidenreich. Christy Hemme became the most popular member of the group as their manager. A tag title push flopped and exposed the act as having no chance of success. And in number 1, we have the UnAmericans received shocking heat from fans, as wrestlers felt uncomfortable with their heel gimmick. WWE used the patriotism voted by Americans after 9/11 to create a new anti-American heel stable of the UnAmericans. Lance Storm and Christian represented them in the tag division, with Test and William Regal rounding out the group. The tag title wins for the UnAmericans saw their heat growing to receive the loudest boos most weeks. Bruce Pritchard claimed that Christian and Storm were fearful at how intense the audience backlash was, which caused the group to end faster than was expected. But there you have it. There's our list. So what do you think? Who do you think is the most hated tag team of all time? Be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe and the notification bell to make sure you never miss out on any of the fun content that we produce here at Honor Wrestling Club. Be sure to share this video around with your friends. Let them into the hateful world of professional wrestling. However, until next time, I'd just like to thank you all for watching and welcome to the club. See ya!